Hey everyone, Melissa Wick here. I've been getting requests for videos for the hips and psoas. I know a lot of people are tight in the hips, we're sitting all day, and also the psoas in this area. It is the muscle that is responsible for fight or flight or freeze response. So when we are triggered, we're anxious or stressed, which at times is very useful for survival in certain situations, but sometimes we forget to relax and release that stress and let go. That's when the muscle starts to tighten and starts to cause pain, tightness, and emotional blocks on an energetic level. So in this practice, we'll be holding some postures a little bit longer, just really activating the breath and going in and allowing ourselves to release and let it all go. So get into something comfortable and let's get it started. For this yoga practice, if you have a block, that would be helpful. Or if you have a bolster, that'd be helpful. If you have neither, that's okay too. You don't need it. You can also use a bigger, thicker, harder pillow. So we're going to start on our backs with our prop. If you don't have one, that's all right. Just lay on your back. And today, I'm going to choose to use the bolster. So I will slide my prop, lift my hips up, and slide the prop right underneath my tailbone, the sacrum, so that bony part above the glutes. So make sure it's not on the lower back, it's not too low. You want to have it right on that bony part above the glutes. So you can adjust around and get comfortable. Let the weight of your hips go. Your arms could be either by your sides, palms up. Sometimes it's nice to have the hands touch the body, maybe on your hip bones or your lower belly. Maybe you want to start with the arms up overhead. It's your choice. Try it out. See what would suit you the best in this moment. So we will have the feet wide with the knees coming in to kiss. And if you feel any pulling or pain on your low back, you can just separate the knees and keep them like that. But I'm going to start in this constructive rest with or without your prop. And so from here, let's take an in-breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, like that. Breathe in, fill up. Let it go. Good, and then keep the natural rhythm of your breath. You can close your eyes or just soften your gaze. Bringing our awareness inside, so dropping into our internal worlds. Starting to move away from the external. Feeling your body on your mat or on your prop. And just feeling the weight of your pelvis sinking into what's beneath you. Soften your shoulders. And now from here, wherever you are, you're going to make sure the feet are under the hips. You're going to draw your right knee in towards your chest and release your hands around your right shin and extend your left leg out long. Now your choice if you want to keep the ankles relaxed. If you want something a little more active, you can flex both feet. And I just find sometimes I get a nice stretch when I ground the left heel into the ground. So stay connected and close to your breath here, in and out through the nose if you can. Breathe into your hip flexor, your psoas. And if you find that your mind likes to wander, the mind likes to have something to do, so maybe you just pay attention to your breath and maybe you count in for 4 or 5 as you breathe in. And then counting for 4 or 5 as you exhale out. We'll take the left hand to the left hip bone and start to open the right knee out to the right, any amount. Maybe you want to flex your foot here just so you protect your knee. Breathe into the groin and the hips. Good, come back to center. And we'll just do a simple switch with care. Left knee in, right leg extends. Adjust into the shape. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the expression on your face soft. With the inhales, we allow for expansion and to create space in the body. With the exhales, we ground, we connect, we go a little deeper. We'll take your right hand to your right hip bone, start to draw the left knee out to the left, maybe flex the left foot, any amount. Keeping both hips even and level on your prop or the ground as you do this. Awareness to your groin and your inner thighs, your hips, psoas. Bring it back to center. And we'll just plant both feet on the ground. If you have a prop under you, you're going to press your feet into the earth, lift your hips up, slide your prop out. Come back onto the mat. We're going to make our way upright. So you can either roll to one side or rock and roll up, keeping this nice grounded state. And we're just going to shift into a downward dog. So you're going to spread the fingers wide, shoulder width distance apart. Feet are hip width distance apart. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Just enjoy this stretch for your spine. So your sit bones are reaching up and back. Push through all 10 knuckles, glide the shoulders back, broaden the upper back, relax your head. Good, and then from here we're just going to step the right foot between the hands. You can use your hand to assist you. And take your left knee down onto the ground. If you need to roll up your mat to pad your knee or slide a blanket under, now would be a good time. So your right ankle is under your right knee. Maybe you slide your left knee back a bit. When you're ready, take your hands onto your right thigh. You're going to ease off your hinge a little bit and curl your tailbone forward, so you're lengthening the tailbone down as if you're zipping up a tight pair of pants. You might feel that starts to activate the psoas. And then try to keep that and start to hinge forward. Good, so your right heel is drawing back, your left knee is drawing forward. Even it looks like we may not be doing much, but it's always dynamic. There's always something working. And then from here, we'll lift the arms up. Thumbs back, pinkies forward, relax the shoulders. We'll take the right forearm to the right thigh, palm up, and we'll lift the left arm up and over to the right. So make sure we're not leaning back. It's not a back bend, it's more of a side stretch, and breathe into your psoas here. Keep your chest open, relax the shoulders, lifting up and out of the hips. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we'll take both hands on the inside of the right leg. So you may want to heel toe your right foot out just a little bit to create some space, but keep the toes forward and the knee drawing into your shoulder. Now, if that is not feeling good, you can always turn your right toes out a little bit for more space. This might be enough for you. And maybe here you just work on just relaxing the shoulders and a gentle heart opening with the heart reaching forward. Again, right heel is drawing back, left knee forward. If you have more space and you're feeling a little more open today, you can always come onto the forearms. I'm not quite there today. Now, if you have 2 blocks, you can always use 2 blocks to put under your forearms. Bring the floor to you. Now connect with your breath here. You can also use a bolster. Now notice here if you tend to shift any tension anywhere else in the body. So we can use this as an opportunity to breathe through resistance. So really fully accepting where we are today. We really want to try to signal to the body to relax and not create more tension. We let the body unfurl naturally. If you're on your forearms, you can come back to your hands. And we're going to slide into Pigeon. If you know Pigeon doesn't work for you, if you have pain in your knees, you can always come onto your back and take figure 4 shape. So for Pigeon, we'll take the arms on, one arm on the outside, one arm on the inside, frame your right foot. And keep heel toeing your right foot towards the left side of your mat. And take the outside of that leg down. So I like to have my heel, my ankle closer to my groin. You don't have to have it parallel to the top of the mat. You want to make it feel good in your body. Every body is different. And then I'll tuck my left toes under and just slide myself back a bit. So I like to have my right knee just the outside of my right wrist. Now make sure my ankle is comfortable. Now if this is not feeling good, you can always take another modification and come onto your right hip. And let your knee wing out to the left and bring the right shin parallel to the front with the right foot flexed with the knee bent. So now you can take that shape. It's a bit of a different feeling. So maybe you play one day and you try this shape and you could fold towards that foot or towards the center or towards the right. You can play around. Some days I like this one better. And today I'll go into Pigeon. So I'll draw my ankle in a little closer for this one, square off my hips, make sure my left leg is in line with my hip bone. I like to bring a little lift in the spine as I breathe into the hips. And I'll exhale and I'll fold. Now if you're in Pigeon and your right hip isn't touching the ground, sometimes it's nice to slide a block underneath for support. And that'll signal to your body that it is supported and that you can release. Or I'll take a block or a bolster or a pillow to my forehead, elbows winged out. Or you can stack your fists for your forehead. If you have the space, you can lie all the way down. Tune into your breath. See if you can stay present here with what is, so whatever comes up for you, tightness, sensations, emotions, thoughts, let them pass through using your breath. Good, and then removing your props out of the way, come back onto your hands. Nice and slowly get the circulation back in your legs. We'll come back to downward dog. You can pedal out the feet. And we'll take the left foot through between the hands. Right knee comes down. Pad the knee if you need. Left ankle in line with the left knee. Hands onto the thighs. Lean back a little bit. Lengthen the tailbone down. Notice if your left hip wants to hike up, just draw it down. Keep that containment and start to find a shift here. Now your choice if you want to tuck your right toes back under or point them, whatever's more stable. Arms lift. We'll take the left forearm to the left thigh, palm open. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, over to the left side, stretch. Continue to breathe here, chest open. Enjoy the stretch and the opening. Come back to center. Exhale, take your hands on the inside of your left leg. You want to heel toe your left foot out a bit. Keep the toes forward unless it feels better to take them out a bit on an angle. Left knee is going to hug into the shoulder. Find your lizard shape. So maybe you start with the hands on the ground. Heart is coming forward. Energetically, left heel is drawing back, right knee is drawing forward. Maybe you take it deeper, come onto your forearms or a prop. Or maybe here you take your hands on blocks. If it's a little too deep, it's always an option. Breathe into your psoas. Good. If you're on your forearms, you come back onto your hands. We'll take that left leg on the inside again, frame your left foot. Keep heel toeing your left foot to the right and finding your pigeon shape. So place that left knee down. Maybe you draw the left ankle in nice and close, wherever is comfortable for you. You can tuck your right toes under, slide that right leg back. Take a look. Can you see your right leg? Is it in line with your hip bone? Maybe you slide a prop in your pigeon under your left glute for support. Maybe another prop in front of you. You can always fold over your bolster as well. Now, the other way is to sit completely on your left glute. Open that right knee out to the right, so bend it. And then take the left shin parallel to the top of the mat. Left foot is flexed. And maybe you stay upright. Find a fold center or to the right or to the left. It's just a different opening. I'll take the same one I did on the other side. Keep it even. So I'll square off the hips. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Just take the time to find your position, get comfortable. Use props if you need, blankets if you need. Again, notice your tendencies where you tend to put or displace tension. Maybe if you're in pigeon, you like to lean a little more to one side. So play around and find that center point. Still your mind with your breath. Relax the energy behind your eyes. Relax your shoulders. and enjoy it. Good, and then we'll come onto our hands. Take your props out of the way, come onto your left glute, and we'll just swing the right leg forward. The next shape is a little bit intense. It's called frog pose. So you may want to have 2 blankets under the knees if you have them. I am going to just show you with the mat. So what you'll do is come onto your knees. And I like to pad my knees for this one because it could hurt a little bit after some time. So I'll fold in one side of my mat, fold in the other. And if you know what this is, you know where we're going. So we'll come onto the knees, take the hands forward. You're going to open up your shins, your calves, and you're going to flex your feet so the inside of your feet are onto the ground. Open up your knees, slide them as wide as feels okay for you. If you feel sharp pain, you've gone too far. Tightness and discomfort is okay. You can breathe through that. Now your ankles can be in line with the knees, so you have this frog shape. Now you can always slide a bolster underneath you in front of your stomach, or you can just come onto your forearms. This might be enough for you. Okay, you want to make sure you're not too forward or too far back. Try to keep the hips in line with the knees. You can just take a look. You'll know where the right spot is. You'll feel it. Maybe you have the space and you come completely on your belly. You can slide the block in front of your chest and lay your chest over it. Okay. So we're just going to stay here for some time. So try to relax your jaw. Keep your ankles flexed to protect your knees. Maybe you close your eyes and try not to grip in your fingertips or your toes. Try to soften and relax into it as much as you can. The breath will help you a lot. Just take 4 more breaths here. Okay, so any way that is the easiest for you to come out. So maybe you shift yourself forward. Nice and slow. No rush. It's a pretty deep hip opener, groin opener, and then just close the legs. And then come back. Undo your mat or slide your props away. We're going to meet on our backs. And just take your knees in towards you. Just a nice little counter stretch for your groin, your hips. And let's enjoy a simple twist to close the practice. So your arms can come out into a T, palms open. Just take your knees to the left, roll onto your left side body. Maybe it's nice sometimes to hold onto the right thigh with your left hand. You might stretch out the glutes a bit and just twist in the spine. Again, bring your attention to your psoas, your groin, just actively releasing, sending your breath there. Bring yourself back to the center, level off your hips. Take the knees over to the right, roll onto the right side, extend the arms, maybe right hand to your left thigh. With every exhale, allow yourself to unfurl, trusting in the support behind you. Come back to the center. We'll take Savasana for our final resting shape. Extend the legs out long. You can always slide the bolster underneath the backs of your knees for a bit of a low back release. Hands could be by the side, palms open. Keep the chest nice and open. Wiggle it out, get comfortable. Take a breath in through your nose. Sigh out, let all that tension go. Okay, closing the eyes. Really try to soak in your practice, so tune into the sensations, the tingling, going deeper into your experience. And see if you can stay here for about 5 minutes, or at least a few minutes, whatever you can, what you have time for. Honoring your practice. Namaste.